Hey, I want to talk to you for a minute about contingencies. So first off, what is it? A contingency is when you have to sell the current house that you're in order to purchase the new one. So getting through this process takes a few days for us to figure out. So first off, I need to come to your house, figure out what price point it needs to be on the market at, and then we can do the math and figure out how much equity you would have left. Like, what would be your number that you would walk away with in hand? Once we find that out, we can take that to your lender and say, hey, we're thinking about buying a new one. Here's what my realtor thinks we can sell mine for. This is what I would walk away with. And we would see what kind of interest rate you qualify for at that point in time. We would get your pre-approval letter from the lender, and then we can go home shopping. So you probably already have one in mind. We would go to that home, and if the math works out, we'll place an offer on that house based on how much equity you have in yours. And there is an addendum that goes on your contract that says, I'm purchasing this house, but I have to sell mine first. So there's a protection there. That way you don't end up with two mortgages. I talk through all of this with clients all the time. It's very common. I do several a year. There's a lot of people that have to sell their house to move to another one. So you're not the only one, and you have the same questions that all of them do. And I've probably answered them 100 times, and I will 100 more, just because it's very important to you. And you need to know the steps. You need to know what the risks are. You need to know what comes first. And then like what comes down the road. That way you can prepare to pack up all your stuff and move from one to the other. One creative thing that we do is you could possibly do a buyer leaseback or a seller leaseback. So that means that you actually lease the new house for a couple days, or you stay in your old house for a couple days. So we could work through that if the other parties are okay with it, if it works with their life timeline and what they're doing too. So there's some creative ways that we can do it. It happens all the time successfully, and it's all good. So if you're in this scenario, talk to me. Let's figure it out. Let's see what that looks like for you. And you might find yourself in a contingency deal in 2023.